What if the secret to deeper, more meaningful connections lies in mastering the art of communication? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, holds the key to improving how we communicate by teaching emotional control, clarity, and understanding. In today's video, I'll share 3 Stoic communication hacks that will help you connect with others on a much deeper level, fostering stronger, more genuine relationships. These hacks go beyond just talking. They'll help you communicate with integrity, confidence, and wisdom. By applying Stoic principles, you'll learn to build lasting, impactful connections that are rooted in understanding and mutual respect. Stay tuned for insights that can transform the way you communicate. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that emphasizes living a life of virtue, wisdom, and emotional control. The core principles of Stoicism teach us that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. It is not just about personal development, but also about how we interact with the world around us, especially in our relationships and communication. At its heart, Stoicism is built on 3 key concepts: virtue, emotional control, and rational thought. Virtue is living in accordance with nature and being true to one's values. Emotional control is the practice of managing our emotions, ensuring they don't dictate our actions or words. Rational thought teaches us to engage with the world logically and thoughtfully, rather than reacting impulsively. These principles form the foundation for understanding how Stoicism can improve communication. While many people associate Stoicism with personal resilience and self-discipline, it has much to offer in the realm of relationships and communication. In today's fast-paced world, where interactions can often be shallow or clouded by emotional turmoil, Stoic communication offers a more deliberate, thoughtful approach. Stoicism teaches us to communicate with clarity, understanding, and integrity, key ingredients for building meaningful and lasting connections. Mastering Stoic communication means learning to pause before reacting, choosing our words carefully, and engaging with others in a way that aligns with our highest values. It is about being present in the moment, listening deeply, and responding with wisdom and compassion. By applying Stoic principles in our conversations, we can avoid the pitfalls of misunderstandings, miscommunications, and emotional outbursts that often lead to conflict and distance in relationships. Moreover, Stoic communication is not just about what we say, but how we say it. It is about embodying the Stoic virtues of patience, kindness, and respect in every exchange. When we communicate with clarity and purpose, we create an environment where others feel heard, understood, and valued. This type of communication fosters trust and deepens connections, making our relationships stronger and more genuine. By mastering the Stoic approach to communication, we can navigate conversations with greater wisdom, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Whether it's a professional setting, a romantic relationship, or a casual conversation with friends and family, the principles of Stoic communication can help us build stronger, more fulfilling connections with the people around us. In the following sections, we will explore 3 specific Stoic communication hacks that will help you communicate with integrity, confidence, and wisdom. These hacks will not only enhance your ability to connect with others, but will also foster deeper, more meaningful relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding. Hack 1. Mastering emotional control in conversations. Emotional control is one of the most important factors in successful communication. When we allow our emotions to take control of our conversations, we risk saying things we don't mean, escalating conflicts, and damaging relationships. This is especially true in difficult or emotionally charged conversations, where the temptation to react impulsively can be strong. But what if we could navigate these situations with calmness, clarity, and confidence? This is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes into play. Stoicism teaches us that emotions, though natural, should not rule our actions. Emotions are like waves in the ocean. They come and go, but they don't need to dictate our behavior. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This highlights the importance of emotional resilience, being able to acknowledge our emotions without allowing them to take over. By mastering emotional control, we can approach every conversation with a sense of clarity and poise. In a conversation, especially one that feels emotionally charged, the ability to remain calm is essential. When we lose control of our emotions, we often react impulsively, which can escalate the situation. However, when we manage our emotions and maintain composure, we create space for rational thought, better understanding, and healthier exchanges. This not only prevents misunderstandings but also fosters respect and trust. Stoic teachings on emotional resilience. The Stoic philosophy provides valuable teachings that help us develop emotional resilience. One of the key practices in Stoicism is the concept of apatheia, or freedom from destructive emotions. Stoics believe that while we cannot always control external events, we can control how we respond to them emotionally. This aligns perfectly with effective communication. By cultivating the ability to stay calm and rational, we can engage in difficult conversations without letting emotions cloud our judgment. Another key Stoic teaching is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. This involves mentally preparing for potential challenges, including emotionally intense situations. By anticipating how we might react to certain triggers, we can better prepare ourselves to respond with emotional control rather than reacting impulsively. This proactive approach helps reduce the likelihood of emotional outbursts during conversations. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "When you are about to begin an action, remind yourself what it is that you are about to do and why." This is a powerful reminder to pause and assess our emotions before acting. By taking a moment to reflect on our actions and their potential impact, we can approach conversations with greater intention and emotional maturity. Practical Stoic techniques for emotional control. There are several Stoic techniques that can help us maintain emotional control in conversations. Let's explore a few practical tools. Deep breathing and mindfulness. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to regain emotional control is through deep breathing. When we feel triggered or overwhelmed, our bodies often react with tension or rapid heartbeats. By taking deep, slow breaths, we can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm our emotions. This gives us a moment to center ourselves and regain clarity before responding. In addition to deep breathing, practicing mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, can also be a powerful tool. By focusing on the current conversation and not allowing ourselves to get lost in negative thoughts or emotions, we remain more objective and receptive to what the other person is saying. Reframing negative emotions. When negative emotions arise in a conversation, Stoicism teaches us to reframe them. Instead of viewing anger, frustration, or disappointment as obstacles, we can see them as opportunities for growth. Reframing allows us to shift our perspective and avoid reacting impulsively. For example, if someone says something that irritates us, we can pause and ask ourselves, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "Is this truly worth my emotional energy?" This helps us detach from negative emotions and respond thoughtfully. Practicing empathy. Another powerful Stoic technique for emotional control is practicing empathy. Understanding the emotions and perspectives of others can help us manage our own reactions. When we empathize with someone, we are more likely to approach the conversation with patience and compassion rather than defensiveness or frustration. Stoicism encourages us to remember that others' actions are often beyond our control, and the best way to respond is with wisdom and understanding. By putting ourselves in the other person's shoes, we can soften our emotional response and foster deeper, more meaningful communication. Examples of emotional control in practice. The impact of emotional control on communication can be seen in real-life examples. Consider the story of a manager in a corporate setting who was faced with a challenging conversation with an employee. The employee was upset about a recent decision that affected their role, and the conversation quickly became emotionally charged. However, the manager, who practiced Stoic principles, remained calm and composed. Instead of reacting with frustration or defensiveness, they took a deep breath, reframed their thoughts, and listened empathetically to the employee's concerns. By doing so, the manager not only diffused the tension, but also fostered a more productive, solution-oriented dialogue. Another example is from the realm of personal relationships. A couple was experiencing tension due to differing views on an important matter. In the past, their conversations had often turned into arguments, with both parties reacting emotionally. However, both individuals had begun practicing Stoic emotional control. When a heated disagreement arose, they took a moment to breathe, reframe their thoughts, and listen to each other without judgment. As a result, their communication became more constructive, and they were able to resolve their differences with mutual respect and understanding. Mastering emotional control is a vital skill for effective communication. By practicing Stoic techniques such as deep breathing, reframing negative emotions, and practicing empathy, we can remain calm and composed in even the most challenging conversations. When we control our emotions, we not only prevent misunderstandings and conflict, but also create space for more meaningful, respectful interactions. As we develop emotional resilience, we begin to build deeper, more authentic connections with others and ultimately strengthen our relationships. Stoicism teaches us that the key to mastering communication lies not in controlling others, but in mastering ourselves. Hack 2. Practicing active listening and understanding. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea of understanding others before seeking to be understood. This teaching encourages us to approach every interaction with a mindset of empathy, patience, and openness. In the context of communication, active listening plays a crucial role in building strong, meaningful relationships. It is not just about hearing the words someone says. It is about truly understanding the message they are trying to convey, emotionally, mentally, and contextually. Active listening is one of the most powerful tools for improving communication and strengthening relationships. By focusing on the speaker, we demonstrate respect and care, which fosters trust and connection. But active listening is more than just a technique. It is a Stoic practice rooted in being present and fully engaged in the moment. When we listen actively, we communicate a willingness to understand the other person's perspective, and this can lead to deeper empathy, better conflict resolution, and more genuine conversations. The Stoic value of understanding before being understood. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea of putting others first and seeking to understand before reacting. In his writings, Epictetus often emphasizes the importance of reflecting on our own actions and thoughts before engaging with the world. This principle is especially relevant in communication. If we are constantly focused on what we want to say next, we miss the opportunity to truly understand the other person's feelings, motivations, and needs. Marcus Aurelius, another prominent Stoic philosopher, echoed this sentiment in his Meditations by urging us to be mindful of our interactions with others. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." This statement doesn't suggest we should approach others with suspicion, but rather with the understanding that everyone has their own struggles and challenges. In the realm of communication, it is crucial to approach conversations with patience, seeking to understand others before defending our own position. Active listening is the key to practicing this Stoic principle. By listening attentively, we demonstrate that we value the other person's thoughts and emotions. This creates a safe space for them to express themselves openly, which deepens the connection between both parties. How active listening leads to better communication. Active listening fosters effective communication by making both the speaker and the listener feel heard and valued. When we listen actively, we are not just passively absorbing information, we are engaged in the conversation, reflecting on the speaker's words and attempting to understand their underlying emotions and needs. By doing so, we improve communication in several ways. It reduces misunderstandings. When we listen carefully and ask clarifying questions, We reduce the chances of misinterpreting the speaker's message. Often, miscommunication arises when we don't fully understand the other person's viewpoint, which can lead to conflict or confusion. Active listening ensures that we are on the same page, which helps prevent these misunderstandings. It encourages empathy and trust. Empathy is at the heart of effective communication. By actively listening, we put ourselves in the speaker's shoes and attempt to understand their emotions and needs. This act of empathy builds trust and strengthens relationships, as it demonstrates that we care about the other person's feelings. It promotes emotional control. Listening without interrupting or reacting impulsively allows us to maintain emotional control in conversations. Stoic teachings stress the importance of controlling our emotions, and active listening helps us do just that. Instead of reacting emotionally to every statement, we take the time to reflect and respond thoughtfully, which is key to fostering more meaningful conversations. Stoic practices for active listening. Stoicism provides several practices that can help us develop active listening skills. These practices focus on being present, setting aside distractions, and understanding the other person's emotions and needs. Let's explore some of these Stoic practices. Being present in the moment. The first step to active listening is being fully present. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and it's easy to lose focus during conversations. However, Stoic practice encourages us to eliminate distractions and give our full attention to the speaker. This means putting away our phone, avoiding multitasking, and truly engaging with the person in front of us. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not waste time on what you cannot control." When we focus entirely on the conversation, we demonstrate that we value the interaction and the speaker's perspective. Avoiding judgment and reacting impulsively. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to avoid snap judgments and reactions. This is especially important in communication, where our instinct might be to respond immediately or emotionally. Stoicism teaches us to pause before reacting, allowing us to assess the situation rationally. By listening first and withholding judgment, we create space for more thoughtful, respectful dialogue. This helps prevent unnecessary conflict and encourages open-mindedness. Focusing on the speaker's emotions and needs. Stoicism encourages us to consider the emotions and needs of others, even if they are not explicitly stated. By paying attention to non-verbal cues, such as body language and tone of voice, we can gain deeper insight into what the speaker is feeling. This is an essential part of active listening, understanding not just the words but the emotions behind them. When we focus on the speaker's emotional state, we can respond in a way that addresses their feelings and fosters a deeper connection. Actionable tips for practicing active listening. Here are some practical tips that can help you incorporate active listening into your communication style. Summarize what the other person says. After the speaker has finished sharing their thoughts, summarize their message in your own words. This shows that you've truly heard and understood what they are saying. For example, you could say, "So, what I'm hearing is that you're feeling frustrated because of the recent changes at work." This reinforces your engagement with the conversation and allows the speaker to clarify if you've misunderstood. Ask clarifying questions. Asking questions not only helps ensure that you've understood the speaker's message, but it also demonstrates your genuine interest in their perspective. You might ask, "Could you explain a bit more about how that made you feel?" Or, "What do you mean by that?" Clarifying questions promote deeper understanding and encourage the speaker to express themselves more fully. Respond thoughtfully. When it's your turn to speak, respond thoughtfully and with intention. Avoid interrupting or reacting impulsively. Instead, take a moment to reflect on what the other person has said and respond with empathy and respect. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and rational, and this applies to how we respond in conversations. Active listening is a powerful Stoic tool that fosters empathy, trust, and deeper connections. By practicing presence, refraining from judgment, and focusing on the emotions and needs of others, we create more meaningful conversations. Stoic practices, such as summarizing, asking clarifying questions, and responding thoughtfully, help us hone our active listening skills and improve our communication. Ultimately, mastering active listening leads to stronger, more genuine relationships and a deeper understanding of the people around us. Through the wisdom of Stoicism, we can elevate our conversations and build lasting connections based on empathy and respect. Hack 3. Communicating with integrity and wisdom. In Stoic philosophy, communication is not just about conveying information, but about aligning our words with our values and acting in a way that reflects our true character. The Stoics believed that our speech should be an extension of our inner virtue, with honesty, integrity, and clarity at its core. When we communicate with integrity, we not only build trust and respect, but also create deeper, more meaningful relationships with others. This Stoic approach to communication offers a powerful way to engage with others authentically and thoughtfully, leaving a lasting impact on our personal and professional lives. The Stoic teaching of integrity in communication. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea of living in accordance with nature and aligning our actions with our values. This extends to how we communicate. When we speak with integrity, we ensure that our words are consistent with our thoughts and intentions. In this way, we act in harmony with our true selves and foster relationships built on mutual respect and trust. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasizes that we should aim to live with honesty and clarity. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This principle applies directly to our communication. We don't need to argue or prove that we are good communicators. We should simply practice honesty and integrity in our words and actions. Integrity in communication means being truthful, transparent, and authentic. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus taught that we should speak with clarity, without deceit, and in a manner that reflects our values. Speaking with integrity builds trust, establishes credibility, and shows others that we are genuine and reliable. The importance of aligning words with values. One of the key aspects of Stoic communication is the idea that our words should reflect our values. What we say should align with who we are, not just with what we think others want to hear. This means being honest, even when the truth is difficult, and ensuring that our communication is guided by wisdom, not self-interest or the desire to manipulate. When we speak in alignment with our values, we show the world who we truly are. It allows us to communicate with authenticity, avoiding the conflict that comes from saying one thing and believing another. This alignment builds trust with others, as they know they can rely on us to speak truthfully and consistently. For example, if you value kindness, your communication should reflect that value, whether you are offering feedback, giving advice, or engaging in casual conversation. When our words are aligned with our values, we communicate with authenticity, which is essential for building strong, meaningful relationships. Guidelines for communicating with wisdom. Stoic philosophers provide clear guidelines for communicating with wisdom. These principles help us speak in a way that reflects emotional control, clarity, and respect for others. Here are some Stoic practices to consider. Consider the impact of your words. The Stoics emphasize that we should be mindful of the impact our words have on others. In Letters from a Stoic, Seneca writes, "Speech is a mirror of the soul. As a man speaks, so he is." This means that we should speak with the awareness that our words have the power to influence others, for good or ill. Before we speak, we should pause and consider how our words will affect the listener. Are we being compassionate, respectful, and thoughtful? Or are we speaking out of frustration, anger, or insecurity? Communicating with wisdom means thinking before we speak, recognizing that our words carry weight. Avoid impulsive speech. Impulsive speech is often driven by emotional reactions, which can lead to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, or damaged relationships. The Stoics teach us the importance of self-restraint. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be silent, or let your words be of value." When we speak impulsively, we risk saying things we don't mean, or worse, things that could hurt others. By practicing emotional control, we can pause before responding, choosing words that are thoughtful and constructive rather than reactive. This self-restraint ensures that our communication remains measured, calm, and wise. Practice self-reflection. Before speaking, self-reflection is a key Stoic practice. Before engaging in any conversation, the Stoics encourage us to reflect on our motivations and intentions. Are we speaking out of a desire to be heard, or are we communicating to serve the greater good? Are we speaking with humility, or are we trying to impress or manipulate others? By engaging in this self-reflection, we can ensure that our communication is grounded in integrity and wisdom. Prioritize clarity over complexity. Stoic philosophers valued clarity in their communication. They believed that simplicity and straightforwardness are often the most powerful ways to convey a message. Epictetus, in his discourses, taught that we should not complicate our words unnecessarily. Instead, we should aim to be as clear and concise as possible. By avoiding convoluted language, we make it easier for others to understand us, which promotes mutual respect and effective dialogue. Clarity in communication fosters trust and minimizes the potential for misunderstandings. Real-life examples of speaking with integrity and wisdom. There are countless examples of people who have built deep, lasting relationships by speaking with integrity and wisdom. One of the most prominent examples is Nelson Mandela, whose integrity and wisdom in communication played a critical role in healing a divided nation. Throughout his life, Mandela was known for his honesty, clarity, and commitment to justice. He was able to communicate with integrity even in difficult situations, and this allowed him to build trust, inspire loyalty, and form meaningful relationships with others. Another example is Mahatma Gandhi, who practiced what he preached by always communicating with authenticity and transparency. His ability to express himself with wisdom and compassion helped unite a country and inspire global movements for peace and justice. Gandhi's communication was never driven by the desire to manipulate or control. Instead, it was rooted in deep ethical principles, which made his words powerful and effective. In our own lives, speaking with integrity and wisdom can lead to stronger, more genuine connections. Whether we're communicating with our partner, co-workers, friends, or family, aligning our words with our values creates a foundation of trust and respect. By practicing self-restraint, avoiding impulsive speech, and considering the impact of our words, we communicate more thoughtfully, which leads to more meaningful, lasting relationships. Communicating with integrity and wisdom is one of the most powerful ways to build deep, meaningful connections. Stoicism teaches us that our words should reflect our values, be mindful of their impact, and remain true to who we are. By practicing clarity, emotional control, and self-reflection, we ensure that our communication is honest, thoughtful, and effective. Through these Stoic principles, we can engage in conversations that foster trust, respect, and authenticity, which are the foundations of lasting, fulfilling relationships. In this video, we explored 3 powerful Stoic communication hacks: mastering emotional control, practicing active listening, and communicating with integrity and wisdom. These Stoic principles help us stay calm and clear-headed during conversations, foster empathy and understanding, and speak in alignment with our values. By embracing these practices, we can transform both personal and professional relationships, creating deeper, more authentic connections based on trust, respect, and emotional resilience. I encourage you to apply these Stoic skills in your daily life, enhancing your ability to communicate with confidence, clarity, and compassion. Through consistent practice, you'll experience more fulfilling and meaningful interactions in every aspect of your life. Stoicism provides invaluable tools for improving communication, building deeper connections, and fostering stronger relationships. By applying these Stoic principles, you can elevate your ability to connect with others in meaningful ways. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on Stoic philosophy.